Mr. Chairman, it's great to see you. Congratulations on the bill passing the House of Representatives. What becomes of it now?
Thanks for having me back on, Joe. Excited to see the Stop Insider Trading Act pass the House yesterday with strong bipartisan support. We now look to our colleagues in the United States Senate. I've had a lot of good conversations with folks on that side of the Capitol. And I think there's actually real energy to get this done. The bill hits the target. It prevents members of Congress from buying and selling individual companies' shares of stock. The bill has real teeth. It's common sense, it's practical, and it works. I'd love to see the Senate take this up and move it. The American people understand the importance of this legislation, and I think there's a real chance, despite the fact that the Senate's got a lot on their plate, that this ultimately gets across the line.
Well, and if it does get across the line, should this effort end here? Congressman, is just banning the buying and selling of individual stocks while in office enough, or does this need to go a step further in future legislation to include divestitures like your colleague Chip's Roy bill, or to include other branches of government like, say, the White House and the president?
Washington often makes incremental progress, but I think this is a big step forward. Yes, I do agree that there are additional reforms that we can make, in particular, not just as relates to Congress, but executive branch employees and the judiciary as well, things that we're looking at. But we have a time and a moment right now to begin making progress. The progress the House made yesterday, the Senate should be able to pick this up and move it across. And then let's go back and continue to make progress on the reforms I think are needed to clean up Washington.
Interesting. Congressman, the Clarity Act, we'd like to hear more from you on the future of crypto here, because the narrative this morning is that this bill could be dead based on not only disagreement over the ethics language, but now there's renewed concern over what we thought was an agreement on stablecoin yield. Few people know this matter better than you. Is clarity in risk of dying?
Sometimes it's the darkest before the dawn, and that's my hope as it relates to market structure legislation that the Senate has been struggling with for over a year. The House passed this bill now last July. Now is the time for the Senate to complete the job. I'm hopeful that a resolution is struck, that Democrats in the Senate understand the need to put regulatory clarity in this space. It's important that the United States is leading, that these technologies are not being developed offshore in locations like China, but also that there are appropriate consumer protections as the House passed Clarity bill has. And so right now we're watching how the sausage gets made a little bit. There's frustrations in the Senate. They're not able to finalize the agreement. My hope is that now that there's actual text on paper released on the Senate side, the final negotiations will come. We'll actually get this done before the Senate leaves for the summer.
Well, and on the ethics provisions specifically, which sunset on inauguration day of the next president, don't include all family members of elected officials, and are enforced by the DOJ, I wonder if you really think that has teeth, Congressman, or if that reads as something that the president is willing to sign off on, because it may not really affect him greatly.
Well, maybe two pieces of this. One, I think that is the opening salvo over on the Senate side. I would expect that there be adjustments and reforms to that language before a final deal is struck. Again, that's this final negotiation that's taking place. And two, to the folks that think we need more regulation in this space on the ethics side, that is in many ways the point of Clarity, is to provide a regulatory framework so that bad actors can be held accountable. The good actors in the broader crypto space also want to remove the bad actors. This is our real opportunity to clean up what I view as the mess that was created in large part by Gary Gensler and the Biden administration for failing to provide a functional regulatory framework in the digital asset space.